Wow, this awakening thing is something else. um, Yesterday, I had this day of, well, this week actually. It's crazy because I feel like when you're awakening and when you're going through that process, there's like it's opening the floodgates. And you're only going to get what you need at the time in order to, like, to receive the messages, or to get what you need at the time to kind of go to that next step. But it does feel to me, because I'm ready for it, I feel like I'm in it and I'm ready for this expansion. I can feel it more and more. And boy, oh boy, are things happening quickly. It's almost like God and higher source is like, okay, you're ready. And so now I'm getting a lot of messages and a lot of guidance that's showing me the way. And it's like I'm in this trusting mode too. Like there's this releasing too of things that I have been working on my entire adult life. Things that I started working on, I started doing a lot of self-work in my mid-30s. I had a health issue that I had going on, and it was something that I tried everything and nothing was working. And so I started going to hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy allowed me to do like going into like meditative state and going back through my life. And there was like one event or one thing that kept coming up, and it had to do with my grandfather. And it just kept coming up and kept coming up. And I never really understood it because it just seemed to be not resolved. And I've had these thoughts of my grandfather so many times over this lifetime. And I never really understood it, but he comes up for me a lot. It's like he comes to visit me. I've literally felt like, even in my office, I feel like he comes into my office and sits with me. And I didn't really have that kind of relationship with him in my life. When we were younger, we moved from the Netherlands to here, and he wasn't really a type of person that really shared, like really a lot of things. But the things that he did say to me always were impactful. And I think he had a pretty hard life. He went through World War II, and I really felt like that impacted a lot of his life. And he wasn't necessarily the easiest person for the people in his life, for his kids, for other people. However, for some reason there was something, and I don't feel like we necessarily even had a bond, honestly, but for some reason he kept kind of periodically showing up. And he passed away a few years ago. But he kept, even when he was still alive, and I didn't have a relationship with him, so that's the interesting thing. But he kept kind of showing up for me in my life. And earlier this week, I just had this, I've been having trouble trying to meditate. I've been working on meditation. I've been working on getting into that Zen mode and I had this overwhelming at my workplace, which is really hard for me to also meditate. And I had this pull to get into this meditative state. And I don't know if anybody else knows what it is to like transgress and go back to a timeline or go back and heal that. But that was what I was led to do for myself. I've always had guided meditations in that way, to go back to a timeline and heal those things. But this one I was able to do on my own. Now, I do want to state that I have been certified as a hypnotherapist and guided imagery and all, and neuro-linguistic programming. So I do understand what needs to be done, but I've never really done it on my own. And I was led to do that. And I literally went back to this event that happened with my grandfather. And understood and saw what caused him to live his life in a certain way. And I was able to go back and heal that. And it's kind of like the timeline shifted everything from, it's almost like a, what would you call it? Healing generational wounds. That's what it felt like. And I do have to share that, my family, I grew up in a very, you don't share anything really. I don't know if that's a Catholic thing or if that's, I was raised Catholic, born and raised Catholic, but you don't share those kind of things with people, with anybody really. And so just sharing this is already like, oh, but I feel like it's necessary to share because it shows that when you're ready to move forward and to expand and to open the gates, open the, to expansion and to transmuting yourself, transformation, all of that, awakening. When you're ready, it's like there's a trusting there and a knowing, and so you get led to release that. And again, I've been dealing with this for years and years, and I never really understood it either. I never really understood why he kept coming up for me. I never got it. But I felt like I was led to do that. And since then, I have had so many epiphanies and conversations with people, deep conversations that kind of helped surface a lot of those things and release that even more. And yesterday was an intense day. Like, I just felt like I was really, not only for me, but for a lot of other people that I was talking to. And it was like this knowledge that was coming down and helping us understand things that maybe we already felt like we dealt with. I share this because I'm curious if you're going through an awakening process, or if you have gone through an awakening process. Are you noticing this? Are you also going through these expansion, like knowledge and things that you've experienced for so long, and suddenly it's like, bam, it's like opens up. Not only does it release, but it opens up. And I still feel like I'm in this opening up. Like, I don't really know the aftermath of all that yet, but I do feel like today, like there's this whole new energy around not just me, but everybody in my life. Like, everybody's like uplifted and I was really exhausted yesterday from all of this stuff that happened in a very short period of time. And I slept really solid. And had a hard time waking up this morning from sleeping. But I just feel like there's like this newfound energy within myself and with all these people around me. I don't know what that means. Again, I share these stories because I believe that there's a lot of people that are going through this awakening process. And if there's something that you're going through, hopefully it helps you understand maybe what you're going through, or, make you feel like, oh my gosh, this is what's happening with me. So you can relate, because a lot of this stuff isn't really shared with people, like the details of what happens when you're going through awakening. It's not really shared. There's a lot of people that talk about awakening, but not really this detail of, here's what I'm seeing now. And I'd love to hear comments and feedback on what you are experiencing. So far, stories that I'm hearing and people that are commenting are just like, for me, so inspirational, because it's like, wow, we are like, there's so many people that are going through this similar thing, maybe different, but I love hearing, comments and feedback. So please comment, please share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, commenting. Thank you for being open to hearing and receiving the messages that I share or other people. I do have, one person that's really a huge part of helping me spiritually go through this, is my best friend. She also has her own channel. She's Spiritual Awakenings with Jen. I'll post a link below, but she's a channel and has some amazing experiences and prayers and things that she goes through, that she shares with the channeling. That's amazing. So take a look and see what she's sharing. It's pretty incredible. And she's also new at this whole thing. So we're kind of growing through this together. And I truly believe that that's what we are doing. People are growing through this. The growth of this can be feel very lonely and very alone. It's a soul process, really. Soul meaning like, an only you process, but it's this soul growth that you're going through. So you can only do it kind of on your own. However, knowing that other people are going through this as well helps. It helps understand, it helps you understand where you're, the stuff that you're going through. You're not alone. Not other people are going through it too. Even if you have to do it on your own for your own life path, there's other people that are experiencing it as well. And more people are experiencing it. So anyway, thank you for watching. I just wanted to remind you, you matter. You are an incredible light being, and tap into that connection, tap into expansion, tap into those messages that come your way that help guide you in the direction that is calling you. It's just this amazing process, and keep at it. Keep at it. You got this. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.